And we are live. And I thank you for joining me for the premiere edition of the Imperfect Action live stream. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rob Festimaker, and I'm going to be an imperfect action warrior. And I want to empower you to do the same thing, to be that imperfect action warrior, because the best action we can take is just taking imperfect action. And as we start, there's something I want to share with you, and that's about the most valuable land in all the world. The most valuable land. You know where that's at? The most valuable land in all the world is in a cemetery. A cemetery, you say? Absolutely. In a cemetery because that's where the great dreams go to die. People dream about things and they never take action, and they take those dreams to their grave. There's so many great dreams that are in a cemetery that it makes it the most valuable land in all the world, because if those dreams had been acted upon, think of what a better place this world would be if everybody took action on their dreams. Too many, have these dreams and they never bother to take action. So embrace the power of imperfect action. There's something powerful about that. Just taking that step of action and doing something takes you to another level. And that's what I want to inspire you to today, is to take that step. Be that person you want to be as you take that next step to become an empowered person. There's a mindset that's created when we step into that level of imperfect action. When you create that mindset, things happen for you in a way that never maybe didn't happen before. You start seeing life in a different perspective. You start seeing things differently. And that's what imperfect action does for you. It gives you the opportunity to see life in a new way, because it's just too easy to sit around and procrastinate, not do anything. That's the easy thing. You build up these walls around you as to why you don't want to take action. That's easy. That makes life easy. But in reality, it's really not easy, because these walls you build up to keep you from safe from the world, because the world can be a scary place. Those walls you build up to keep you comfortable are also the same walls that keep out joy and happiness in your life that you really hunger for, that you really desire. And that's what taking that next step of action can do for you. When you take that action, you start understanding who you can become, what it is you want to be, that direction in your life that you desire to go. That's what imperfect action does for you. And that's what I want to see you become, is that person who lives their life empowered, lives their life in a way that others take notice. They see you doing things. I say, what's up with them? What's up? What's going on with them? That's what taking that action can do for you. And when we take action, here's something you need to remember is that everything is created twice. Everything's created twice. The first creation is when you have that dream or that vision, whatever you want to call it. That's the first creation of something going on in your life to wrestle with. You understand what is that dream is telling you. What's the direction it's wanting you to go in. There's something about that dream that's kind of, urging at your soul for you to do something. You feel it in your soul. You feel it deep inside of you that you just want to do something. Maybe you're just not certain what to do. The second creation happens when you take action. When you start putting into action, that's something that's created by you doing what it is you dream of. The world needs dreamers. The world is in desperate need of dreams, because it's no secret. We kind of live in a screwed up world. And the world has always been screwed up. I mean, this goes back all through history. The world has always been screwed up, but it's the dreamers that have taken us to that next level. It's the dreamers that have shown us a new way. It's the dreamers that have made a difference in life. But wasn't dreamers, we'd still be living in caves. It was somebody back in the day living in that cave who had a dream to, I want to get out of this cave, but I need to create a shelter for myself. And they took that action. They built something, whatever, but got out of their cave. And he created that a new paradigm of how to live your life. That's what dreamers do. They help us understand what life can become. You're a dreamer. You have that dream in you. You know you want to put it in action. You're just not certain what to do with it. And as we, create these things in our life to take that next step of action, that's when things start to happen in our life. That's when um, we gain this momentum. Then you start to believe the lies about their dreams that others will tell them that, oh, kids dream. Your dreams aren't really worthy. You got other responsibilities. Why are you sticking around this dream? Do something, do something. And you kind of just dream aside, but it's still, you still feel it in your soul. You still feel it deep in you. That dream at one point used to be a raging fire in your soul, but you kind of let that fire kind of die out. Um, you kind of let it just be embers that are maybe just kind of burning just a little bit, and you really hunger and desire to become that soul on fire again. So when my clients work with me, what we do is I empower them to become that soul on fire so they can take that step of action in a way that's positive, in a way that fulfills them, in a way that makes them different, makes them uh, a difference maker. You know, we all have these dreams, and our dreams are unique to us. And putting clarity around that dream just enhances that uniqueness. So it's time to take that action. It's time to get out of that cave that you've created. It's time to break down those walls that have kept you safe and comfortable. We weren't meant to be comfortable. That's not how living life is. Getting out and engaging life and get comfortable times. But that's when real progress, that's when real growth happens, when we allow ourselves to be a little bit uncomfortable. That's when we begin to understand who we are and why we were put in this life, put on this earth, make a difference. That's getting uncomfortable do for you. That's what getting out of your cave can do for you. It can empower you to take that next step. And when I work with my clients, that's what I do with them. I show them they can become empowered. If you're interested, grab time on the calendar. Let's have a conversation about your dreams. Let's have that conversation about you getting out of your cave, taking that step that you know you want to take. Sometimes people that maybe take that action, they fail the first time, and they just say, "Well, it wasn't meant to be." And you know what? That's another lie that people understand, embrace. Too many people embrace the lie that if it failed once, then this wasn't meant to be. And I'm here to tell you that's BS. That is a big lie, because the greatest lesson we learn in life come from our moments of failure. They come of our moments of failure. That's where we learn something about ourselves. So that when we go the next time, try again and try again and try again and keep trying, we'll get it right. We'll make that difference. Some people say they want to change the world. I love that idea. I love that mindset. And what I say to that is, I can't change the entire world on a macro level, but I can change the part of the world I have connection with on a micro level, and so can you. When you start living that dream life, you can change that part of the world. You change yourself. You can change those that you have connection with. And if everybody lived with that mindset of taking that next step of imperfect action, think how much better a place the world would be. Now, there's an ancient saying from the book of Proverbs that there's nothing new under the sun. That's very true. Same struggles we have today, people have had thousands of years. We've just given these struggles new names to kind of make ourselves look fancy, but it's the same struggles that have always existed. The dangerous place sometimes is a 6 inch space between our ears because we start listening to those lies too much and we believe that we can't do it. Others will say that you just need the perfect time to take action. They need the kids to get out of the house, or they need the perfect job, or they need to have X number of dollars in their bank account, or whatever. They keep coming up with reason after reason after reason. But here's the problem with saying I have to wait for the perfect time. That perfect time never exists. Because every time they start to get close to maybe that time being perfect, they're going to rationalize the way out of it. They're going to negotiate as to why they can take action at that point in time. Something's going to happen because they're going to blame someone or something else for their inability. And we continue to just blame, all we're doing is being lazy and making excuses. So it's time to get on the waters of life in your boat and take your oar and start moving forward. And that oar that you need to use to start moving forward is ownership, accountability, and responsibility. Take ownership of what you want. Take ownership of that dream. It's yours. It was given to you uniquely. It's yours. Take ownership. Become accountable with it. Hold yourself accountable and have others hold you accountable because there's power in accountability. The one person we never hold accountable is ourselves. We need somebody else in our lives to hold us accountable for those dreams and take responsibility. You dreamt it, so do something about it. When I work with my clients, that's what I do. I have them take ownership of what it is they want. I hold them accountable. They become responsible for what that is. If we let our dreams sit for too long, it's just like if we don't exercise, our muscles begin to atrophy. The same with our dreams. They just begin to atrophy and they start losing their power in us. But we know there's an urging. We know there's a reason we want to do something. We just don't know what to do. So as your dreams start to atrophy, you need to bring them back. You need to bring strength to them again. The hardest step you're ever going to take on this journey of going from where you're at to this reality you want is that first step. That's always the hardest because a lot of people, they're more focused on, steps 55 down the road instead of that first step. You have to take them one at a time and be intentional about it. Yes, you want to have the big picture, but you also need to know what's in front of you to take that first step. Once you take that first step, the next one's easier, the next one's easier, and they keep getting easier as you start moving down that road. You know, as you move down this road, this journey to create this dream life, you need goals. Those goals are your roadmap. That's the problem with goals. I mean, sometimes goals can be an overused word. And I think the biggest problem with goals is that sometimes people don't make goals big enough. They make it too easy. They make this goal that doesn't really challenge them to do more. The goal is too easy for them to accomplish. So they say, "Yeah, I got it done." So if you're going to make a goal, make it something that stretches you beyond where you're at right now. A goal needs to be hard to accomplish. There needs to be a grind about it. That's part of the journey is the grind. A lot of people will use the term hustle culture. I absolutely hate that term, hustle culture, because that to me just kind of denotes um, snake oil salesman, just a scam, whatever. But the grind, that's something different. A grind is you're putting in the effort, you're putting in work to get it done. Excuse me. I love sports. I love watching sports. I love hearing some of the stories of some of the great sports superstars. And I read once about Kobe Bryant, and he would routinely show up at the gym at like 4 in the morning to start his workout. Excuse me. The rest of the team practice usually start till like in the morning. He'd already been in the gym for 4 hours getting his workout in, and then continue to work with the team. That is the grind. That's what you have to be willing to do. Excuse me, I know really itching today. Sorry about that. You have to be really willing to put in that effort, put in that grind to be that person you want to be. There's no guarantee it's going to be easy, but life no one ever guaranteed life was going to be easy, because goals create that roadmap for you, and make those goals that are strong for you. Make those goals that are going to stretch you beyond where you're at and where you want to go. And when I work with the clients, I always challenge them on their goals. Is this something that's pushing you beyond where you want to be? Is this something that's stretching you to the next level? We create little mile markers, mileposts along the way. Because the important thing on this journey is you have to give yourself time to celebrate. You have to give yourself time to be that person you want to be. Become that person you want along that, and celebrate as you go along. Keep the big picture in view. And as you take that step, a new energy is created, a new energy that you discover that new energy as you take that step. And you, one of the things about imperfect action, we take it, is a new mindset is created in yourself. You calculating, you just act instead of just trying to figure out what it is I want to do. Just act, just do it. Just take that step, be the person you want to be. And here's the thing about when you're on that journey, everything is created twice. Everything's created twofold. I'm sorry, everything is created twofold. Your thoughts create your actions. As you think about these things, you spend time meditating, as you spend time contemplating what it is you want to do. Those thoughts that you have create your next action steps. And that's what's important. What's the next action you want to take? As you develop that mindset that you're wanting, faith is created. Just a faith in yourself that you can do this. Maybe a spiritual faith, whatever, how you're going to define faith, but a faith in yourself. You have the ability to take that action, to be that person you want to be. That's a twofold part. And the goals you set create intention with what you want to do. They create that aiming point of where you're heading to. And last, clarity. When you get clear around what it is you want, when you are laser focused, that creates a level of empowerment in you that helps you to be that person you're ready to be. Like I said, your dreams are unique to you. Your dream is unique. It was given to you for a reason, and you need to bring clarity to that dream. And how do you bring clarity through that dream? I think the most powerful thing you can do is put words to it, because words have meaning and words are powerful. When you write those words down as to what you want out of that dream, and you're able to speak those words, just not to yourself, but speak the words to others, there's something powerful about that, because it helps you to understand, it helps you to get clear what it is you want, the direction you want to go. There's things you can do, and when it goes back to your thoughts, definitely things you can do to help with those thoughts you want to create those next steps of action. One that I think is really powerful is the art of journaling. I've journaled for years, and I've done it in different levels. And sometimes I'm real diligent about it, and sometimes I don't do it as much as I should. But one thing I've always done is I've saved every journal I've ever written. Every moleskin I've written that I've used as a journal, I've saved. Much to my wife's chagrin, I save them. I keep them on my bookshelf. And I don't know how many I have. I have quite a few. And what's powerful to me is every periodically I'll grab one and just kind of read, because I always dated them. And I just wrote my thoughts, things that I was thinking about in that specific day. And every now and then I'll grab one and just kind of open it up and see my thoughts for that specific day. What's powerful to me about that, I can see where I was at on that day and where I'm at now. And I can kind of document my own personal growth. And that's what journaling will do for you if you get into that practice of doing it. One thing I think is very powerful to do when you journal as well is always start something with I am. And then after that, I am whatever it may be. I am a child of God. I am a powerful being. I am me. Do that. Do it for multiple days in a row and see what it does to your mindset. Just journal. Just journal something as simple as that. I am. Just keep coming up with different I ams and see how that changes your mindset. Something else you could do to help your thoughts is exercise. We kind of um, diminish the importance of exercise, but exercise is, let's say you got to go and run a marathon, but you have to do something active every day. If it's just getting up and going for a walk around the block, or doing something. Just sitting around and doing nothing, it's not good for you. But getting up and movement gets blood flowing through your brain. And that's where your thoughts are at, is through your brain. And proper nutrition, that's something else that is important, is that idea of proper nutrition. Several years back, one of the things that my wife and we did was we got off all processed foods. You don't realize how bad processed foods are. They really are poison. We got off processed sugars, processed wheats, processed cooking oils, and went to a more whole food diet. And it was night and day. Once we kind of went to that, your mind gets clear. You get this brain fog out of you. And I would encourage you to really look at going into a more whole food diet. And the last thing that will help your thought life is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is, people hear the word mindfulness and they think about Tibetan monks sitting on a hillside just going, That's not what mindfulness is. Mindfulness is not clearing your mind. Mindfulness is just being present in the moment. When you're there, be there. When you're with people, put your cell phone down and just be present. When you go for a walk, really take in everything that's around you. Listen to the birds singing, the smell maybe, um, the things that you observe. Just be mindful about it. Quit multitasking. That's one of the worst things you can do. Don't multitask. Be present whenever you're doing something. I read a study one time about multitasking, and it said when you multitask, your IQ dropped by 20 points. But when you smoke marijuana, your IQ only drops by 10 points. So I guess you're better off getting stoned with marijuana than multitasking. So just let that sink in. Let that sink in as to what multitasking really does for you. It doesn't serve you in any way. It keeps you from, productive action. It keeps you from getting clear on where you want to go. It just doesn't empower you in a way that some people think it may. When I was in corporate, there was a company that I was with that they encouraged multitasking. They cheered it on, and I could tell you those days that I would left when I would just spend my whole day multitasking. My brain was fried. It was absolutely fried. We all have those moments where we just feel overwhelmed with life, and you probably feel it too. Some people and I have this, job, and that word job has become a curse word to them. They really are just stressed out. They sit there on Sunday night, very anxious. They know Monday's about to happen. They have this, oh God, it's Monday. I just want to get to Friday. I just want to get through this. I just want to get to the end of this so I can put this work life behind me and spend all my days chasing white ball. Not much to life about that. And I mean, look, I have nothing against golf. I used to play a lot of golf, but I don't. I'm not in the mindset where I just want to spend all my days chasing a white ball, because even doing that, after a while, that white ball is not going to be fun anymore. If you're that person who really stresses out on Sunday night, just feels anxious because Monday's about to happen, I want to talk with you. Grab some time on my calendar, because I want to have that discussion with you. I want to see you take that power back from your life. I want to see you become empowered, because giving up your power in life, that can be debilitating. And there's many ways we can give up that power in our life. It could be through, certain relationships. Maybe there's some relationships that just drag us down and take us to, we go their level, and we don't want to end the relationship. Maybe it's time to just end that relationship and move on. Maybe it's time to surround yourself with people that are more elevated, that uplift you. It's like our grandmas always used to tell us, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Think about those 5 or 10 people that you surround yourself with. Are they holding you back, or are they elevating you? Because if they're holding you back, maybe that's a relationship you really need to look at. And if it's the job that you have is really stressing you out, maybe you really need to evaluate your place within that organization. Maybe it's time to reassess, is this place good for me? Maybe it's time for you to reassess. Maybe I need to get another mindset about how I view work. Maybe it's time to go look for another position that serves you and empowers you. Just some things for you to consider if you feel powerless in your life, if you feel powerless in um, what's going on. So those goals that we create, that's our roadmap. And the cool thing to me about roadmap is that there's not as you look at a map, there's never just one way to get from point A to point B. There could be multiple ways. There may be the quickest way. There may be the way that gets you around traffic. There may be the scenic way, but there's multiple ways to get there. Just as there's multiple ways for you as you go on your journey to achieve it, because obstacles are going to happen. Life is going to happen. Life happens. Something happens. Storm comes through, or somebody gets sick, or something happens. But it's how you react to those obstacles that says much about you, says much about your character. One of the things that's most vital about your character is that you build a solid foundation of what you believe. And that's one of the first exercises I always take my clients on. Let's create that solid foundation of your beliefs. Because is this something you truly believe, or is this just something that's been handed down through your family? Because if it's something that's been handed down through your family, you don't necessarily believe it. Why are you hanging on to it? Because every choice, every decision, everything we do in life is going to rest upon that foundation. And you need to start with that foundation first and build upon that. And that's the exercise I love to take my clients on, is to build that solid foundation. Because the goals you want to create helps to bring clarity to you. It helps you to define what that dream is. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. He didn't say, I have a plan, because a plan inspires nobody. I hear the word plan. All I think of my days in corporate when I have to sit in endless meetings and just get PowerPoint presentations to death. That's what I think of a plan. A dream, that's different. Dreams inspire. Dreams put people into action, and you're ready to go into action. The quote I love from a man called LP Jackson, he talks about a master in the art of living. And that master in the art of living does everything they do excellence. Excellence. Whether they're working, whether they're playing, whatever they do it to the fullest. They do it with excellence. And that's what you need to do, is live that life of excellence. And embracing that dream is you taking that step to live that life of excellence. A lot of people won't take that dream just because they have failure. And I said earlier, failure is the greatest learning tool you can have. There's the people that say they've never failed at anything in life. I know there's two things that got to be. There's two things about that. One, either they're just total liar, or two, they've never tried anything in their life. Who would brag about some saying, I have never failed at anything? If you say that, you know what? You are a failure because you've never done anything, or you're lying to me. Taking that action is the greatest step you can do. Don't be afraid of failure. Failure is just your opportunity to learn more about yourself. Don't be a victim. Don't be that victim. Don't have that victim mindset where you're blaming everybody and everything else. Be that victor. Have a victor's mindset. So when I work with my clients, that's one thing that I really want them to do, is I just want them to just, let's jump in the deep end of the pool. Let's not worry if the water's cold. Let's not worry if you're the greatest swimmer. Let's just jump, just start figuring this out. And that's what imperfect action is about. It's you taking that step and trying to get it figured out. You learn about yourself. You learn about your strengths. You learn about what it is you can do. You learn about your capabilities. You learn about what you need to refine. And that's where the power is in imperfect action. And taking that imperfect action gives you an empowered life. Empowerment is something that so many people hunger for, so many people just strive for, but they don't know how to reach. They don't know how to get that power back in their life. I'm here to tell you, taking action is the first step to regaining that power that you so want. Just think about if you have power in your life. Just think about your relationship change, how your work life would be better, how you handle everything in life. Just think about how different it would be. Just think about that. To live that empowered life is you becoming that great version of who you know you want to be because you have it urging down in your soul. Those embers, they're starting to fade, and you need to bring them back on fire. Become a soul on fire. So grab some time on my calendar. Let's have the conversation. Let's you and me have this conversation so that you too become that soul on fire. So that you too can take that next step, become that person you want to be, and that those that are around you, those that love you and care for you, need for you to be. Because it's just not about you become that person. It's those that you serve when you become that person. So grab some time on my calendar. We need to have a conversation. Be bold and take that step of action. Hey, I'm honored you spent some time with me today. I'm honored you're here. And I hope you really got something out of this. And I hope that in some way you take that step of action today, that you become a person to reignite that those embers that are you, and you start to become that soul on fire. So grab some time. Let's have a conversation. Be bold. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.